So casting, okay, no spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
RP cast.
Okay, so we're into game number 2 of Just One Kill Please versus Swaghound. This is a 2-game series because we're still in the group stage of the league. I mean, I'm retroactively casting this, but for whenever you watch this particular series is a 2-game series. Just One Kill Please, they were able to come back in a big way in game number 1 despite a rough early start, really on the back of burnt BMW. Actually, scratch that. The whole team played out of their minds that game. It's gonna be a silencer ban once again, so nothing too different from Just One Kill Please, but adjustments from Swaghound maybe, or maybe just slight tweaks, because it's not like the previous draft didn't work for them.
I mean, I guess Just One Kill Please hate intelligence series, right? Oracle banned instantly. Big respect.
Just One Kill Please have shown they're not afraid to first pick it, right? And of course that might lead into like the way that the reason why they banned Silencer as well, because if you think about what could really have torn their massive team fight apart, it is that Silencer with just one button, global silence, nobody can cast any spells, and then from there you just slowly pick apart the team fight. But yeah, they just keep playing against it. Ursa as well, banned out.
I guess that's a targeted ban on Z-Mage, but I haven't seen him play Ursa in any of these series so far.
Same.
I believe it's his most played hero though. Or at least for esports games.
Right.
And Dazzle ban as well.
Yeah, so respect bans coming out from Six and Shirts as well. So Just One Kill Please, we're gonna see what they pick up. Most likely it's gonna be a support first few picks because that's usually the way that they go about their drafting. But
yeah. Ursa's the only ban, so all the like kind of OD, Quap, Void Spirit openers, they're all still available if they so choose. Spirit Breaker's available, that one's we've seen a lot, right? In this division. We'll see what they pick. They open with a Dawnbreaker.
One thing to note is that Swaghound, I don't know whether Mood Groot is Lone, but if they don't have Lone, I feel like that's kind of scary for them, right? Because that's such a large part of like their, or at least he's such a dominant presence in his lane and most of the time, and such a playmaker for them. Mood Groot, I'm not really sure who this player is, but he's gonna have big shoes to fill.
I believe that's a substitute. I've not seen them play with Swaghound before, but I could just be wrong.
Yeah, so like what I said, right? Pretty big shoes to fill. Dawnbreaker though, not banned out, gonna be first picked up by Just One Kill Please.
The response is Disruptor. I think Disruptor's pretty okay against that matchup, right?
Yeah, I like Disruptor Jakiro because the whole thing with Dawnbreaker, she wants to kind of clump up into this ball, swing her hammer in front, be this tanky frontliner, jump into the fight, and with Disruptor and Jakiro, you represent so much area, like slow, like pesky, like kinetic field to stop you from getting anywhere. A fucking macroplier laid down, ice path in the middle of the fight. It's so hard for this Dawnbreaker to navigate, and it's not going to be very easy for her to lane as well. Let's pick up a Rubik though, commonly picked up against this Jakiro because you have an ice path, so do I, homie. And yeah, just a pretty strong position for all around. Yeah.
Yeah. What will be pretty interesting here, like, you have a strong support duo, and now I think for Swaghound you need to have a person that can kind of group everything together, like AoE stun, right? Centaur kind of hero. Centaur Slaughter, maybe? We'll have to see what they ban out, because what do you think this, like, Dawnbreaker position will be? They played at one position in the game against us, but
I feel like they can basically run it on like any single position. Like it could be 1, 2, or 3. That's what I'm gunning on now. I don't know whether it will be a 5 because I'm not really sure whether it's a Shirts hero as well. I feel like Burn BMW and Uranium Heart play this hero so well that I don't know if you want to put it on someone else.
yeah, that's fair. They banned out the Jar, which is an answer like, if you want your Dawnbreaker to be sitting in the front, you can't do that against the Draw Ranger, like, because you're just going to get melted by marksmanship, so
yeah.
That bans out. Magnus has been banned for Swaghound, so that's a hero that can kind of RP you into the Disruptor Jake hero combo. So that's been banned out as well.
No, as in what you mean is can kind of RP you into the Dawnbreaker, right? Because...
Oh, sorry, yeah, wrong team, yeah.
No, don't worry, this happens to me all the time, like
wrong team.
They often ban the Faceless Void, which is pretty smart.
So Void one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Drow ban is pretty straightforward because, like you said, Dawn can't really frontline against her, and Jakiro plus Drow, Disruptor plus Drow, that is such a painful lane.
Yeah, you can't really lane into that. Like, you would... Who would you even pick into that? Because that sounds like a nightmare.
No idea. But
So
the Void ban is obvious, right? Because you have so much damage to lane into the Crows here with the Jakiro. They ban out Uranium Heart CK yet again. So some respect, a lot of respect coming out in these bans in the second game.
I guess CK would be really scary for those two heroes because they're super squishy and CK would just burst you to death, right? Could be something I just don't want to play against for comfort because it makes their positioning very awkward if you ever misstep.
Yeah, Uranium Heart, a
a
beast of a CK player, bro. Like, this man does not.
Yeah. Played it many times. And great success. Actually, Uranium Heart sniped one of our team members in a pub once. Yeah, and he picked CK and, won in like 22 minutes. It was pretty funny. Monkey King ban. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, Monkey King is one of these melee safe laners that can really deal up against this Dawnbreaker of his position in the 3 position. And in the similar way where you pick a Monkey King and you have a Razor follow him around, Monkey King is kind of that response to a lot of off laners or maybe even mid laners who are melee as well, right? Because he just wins these lanes out so hard. Rubik doesn't really do much in the ways of finding him in the trees as well, and they have so much AoE setup. Can you imagine a Disruptor Static Storm onto 2 or 3 on top of the Monkey King like ulti? That's just
it's so nightmarish.
Havoc, bro. They banned out the Ember Spirit though, which
I
really
mean,
cool.
Ember is a hero that I don't know how good he is into Disruptor, but he can kind of like dance around the spells.
Indeed.
Where before we kind of saw just one kill piece set up for massive team fight, like Swaghound this time has 2 really strong team fights in the support duo. Sensor is the pick.
The Stampede as well. One thing to keep note of is the fact that this Rubik probably could steal Stampede very easily because there's not really a fast cast time spell that you can toggle on and off. Like, with the Mars you kind of can toggle Bulwark, with the Punch you can toggle Rod. Centaur not so lucky. Every time you press the Stampede, if Rubik is in position, he can kind of steal that and counteract it for his own. But no shortage of good spells for Rubik to steal this game. They end up picking the Centaur, which is going to be very strong, paired out with either the Chiyo or Disruptor. But it's going to be yet another life stealer picked up for presumably Uranium Heart here. Had a standout performance on it last game. Had a rough early stage but managed to come back. Looking to repeat it
This
again.
time Learn's not playing. So we'll have to see if, this new offlaner, whoever it's going to be, can still keep the same grip on the offlane as Learn did last time, because that lane was so rough for the lifestealer.
Yeah, and
also, about the Rubik stealing Stampede, you can't Stampede out of kinetic field, so if you can manage to hold them there long enough, then the stolen Stampede doesn't save the rest of inside. Although I think you can telekinesis them out, right? With the shot.
Yeah, with that said though, the Lifestealer literally does not care about anything that's on the side of Swaghound right now. Unless you catch him out of thought with a Hoof Stomp or Ice Path into a Static Storm, this man can really just like Rage and get out, right? The Kinetic Field does nothing against Rage, the Jakiro Ice Path does nothing against Rage, Centaur can't really stand up when a Lifestealer's raged and hitting him as well. All you can do is kind of Stampede away. Speaking of chasing them away though, just one kill please, they grab up the Dark Willow for themselves. There's a bit more teamfight and control for them in terms of, what this hero can bring.
It would be so funny this game if we just see a Stampede and then terrorize and everyone just runs away hasted.
Everyone
that would be
flee,
so funny
right?
to watch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens because this kind of the trajectory that this draft is going. I still am trying to see where the draft idea is for Swaghound. We might see this pick here, and it's gonna be a simple Jack comfort pick. This is his Viper that he's piloted on the mid lane time and time again. Probably favoring it, but once again, it's up against a Rubik, which means easy steals for the Viper strike. And there's a lot of ways for just one kill please to really collapse on this Viper, so it's kind of scary actually.
I can see it's like kind of working because right now just one kill please doesn't have a way to like. No one's going to get a blink so far unless you're going to get a Dawnbreaker blink, but that feels kind of awkward when you already have the W to run in, right? They ban out the Slark, so that's one of the heroes that you can kind of infest with Lifestealer and get up top of the Viper with.
No.
So I'm surprised they didn't want to keep it for themselves. Like,
no, the ban. Just one
enough.
kill please ban the Slark.
Yeah, they banned their own Slark. I think it would have been okay.
No, I don't think it's good for them because one Static Storm and you're deceased.
True.
I actually thought Slark would be a good pick for Swaghound here because you can duck back off the Curse Crown, you can duck back off the like very obvious like hammer, like Star what's it called? Starbreaker from Dawnbreaker. And then like other than that, like the Rubik lift is the only thing that you can really get apart from whatever Rubik steals, right? Slark could really run a riot on them.
Slog against Stormbreaker sounds like a bad lane into level 6 though. It sounds really rough. And you're
That's
also getting like Fade Bolted, so
Yeah, but you have the
Could
Disruptor
have
on the Chiyo to
issues,
back you
but-
up, so it's not that bad.
it's not the worst.
And there's nothing that stops you from literally just pouncing out.
Yeah, that's true. They banned Invoker, I guess like what was the reasoning behind that? And they banned Jug on just one kill please, so magic immunity against their spellcasters.
It might also just
What do you think about
be-
this Invoker ban?
It might just be like protecting Simple Jack, like they're asking their Viper what they don't want to play against, or they're asking probably Swaghound, Big Dad Energy, I can't remember what his in-game name is.
Z-Mage, I think.
Yeah, Z-Mage, yeah, correct. Z-Mage, he's about to pick his own carry, right? So he might just be considering what are the mates that he doesn't want to play against, or Simple Jack doesn't want to play against as well. They opt to ban out the Queen of Pain, which is pretty interesting because I thought they might have enough lockdown for her, but of course, I keep talking about the Static Storm, but there's really only one place you can throw that Static Storm before, like, you don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Queen of Pain, able to, alongside Ember, able to dance around the fight.
And also, like, when you have 3 mobile heroes, like, Queen of Pain's good in lane against Viper because you kind of just ignore him. And then, like, both Disruptor and Jakiro, like, I hate having people go on top of them. Like, Puck, Queen, Ember type of heroes that, like, Void Spirit, and they can kind of just, like, dive them, force reactions out, and then just leave. Super painful to play against. Like, if this Queen of Pain went through, like, every time she blinks with Shard, you just have to stampede them out, otherwise they're just dead. It's hard to play against. I can see why they banned it. Very curious who they pick on the side of just one kill piece. Like, again,
Okay.
Puck looks pretty good.
I'm gonna leave the rest of the draft to you. I need to attend to something a bit urgent. I think
Oh,
my
how
mom.
could you? Abandoned.
When your mother calls, you kind of need to. So give me like
Yeah,
20
okay.
seconds.
Yeah, all good, all good, all good. Yeah. I would expect to see something like a Void Spirit Puck. What do you think, Sam? I'm thinking something that has disruption for the backline.
I like Puck because of Leash, but oh, okay, it's a Doom.
Oh,
That
that
is-
is a ballsy Doom. You're picking Doom into Viper, which get like. So the issue that I see with Doom here is like, you have the lockdown with Doom, obviously, but then you also just get kited by Viper and get kited by Stampede.
Ooh,
So that is a
Doombringer.
spicy Doom pick.
Usually you see the Centaur in response to the Doom actually, because one of the counterplays to Doom is literally just walking away, right? But they have
Yeah,
a lot of
no.
control. They have a lot of control in terms of the Dark Willow as well, so maybe they're kind of banking on that to keep the target in place, despite the Centaur War Runner. But it's gonna be a tough last pick. You're playing up into a Doom, Life Stealer, Rubik, Dark Willow. He already has so many good spells to steal. What will it be? It's gonna be a PL.
CK Sven, PL. Ooh. That's a little spicy.
I don't
I
know
don't think
about
it's
this
like
one.
bad, but it seems like it'll be a fragile lane, alright?
Yeah, but once again, like we mentioned, like Jakiro and Disruptor just kind of secure whatever lane they're in, right? Because there's so much pressure coming out from the spell spam, and it's actually gonna be Mood Groot who takes the place of the position 4 or the position 5, presumably. And Spaceman on this Centaur has a lot of cosmetics decked out, so I'm just gonna assume
Dude,
this
this
man.
Disruptor set is freaking nice.
Yeah,
I
but-
love
Actually,
that.
holy dude.
dude, actually all their sets are so. Look at this magical 6 Rubik, dude.
Ooh.
Oh, it's taking the
That
place
is like
of
a
Lost in that.
dream.
Oh, I want that robe too.
Okay, wait. Before we say that, I just want to say, Spaceman on that Mirana, there's only so much that you can do with Mirana, right? I felt like it was a bit of a quiet game from him. I'm interested to see what he can do now on the offlane and whether he can fill the shoes of Lone, right?
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
think the first game was a very good representation of what he could do, just because it was so difficult for him to play as the Mirana.
yeah, I agree. Like, that Murano game, there's so, like, it's just so hard to play that game.
The setup is awkward as well, because you're working with an X call. It's like, it's not really the most conventional. Yeah, I don't know, but this is looking like a much better draft for the side of Swaghound in my opinion. But I
Yeah.
am scared about the Doom here. It could spell a real threat for them. But
I think the Doom could be a threat, and then at the same time, you don't have a way to keep someone in place. Like, who's going to keep that person in place? Like, you have Crest Crown, you have Bramble, but I feel like if you can get the Stampede off, you kind of just ignore both of them.
oh, 6 wins in a row in
Might be
Viper.
hard.
This man is not messing
Ooh.
around as we get into game number 2 of Swaghound
Somebody
versus
got
Just
angry.
One Kill, please. Yeah, he's not messing around anymore. He's picking his best heroes, baby, and he's not here to play. But we're gonna introduce the teams. First off, just one kill, please. Bang Rajman on the Dawnbreaker, a very important hero for this team. Burnt BMW on the mid Doom, looking mighty scary. Shirts on his Dark Willow. And of course, we have 6 on this beautifully kitted up Rubik. Last but not least, we have Uranium Heart reprising his role on the position 1 Lifestealer. We're gonna see whether he can repeat his fantastic performance.
Yeah. On the side of Swaghound, we have Aquila playing the Disruptor, position 5, I'm assuming. Has an Over Venom start, which is very interesting.
Huh!
We have Mute Group replacing Lone and is on the position 4, while Spaceman on Center Warrunner has moved to position 3. We have Simple Jack Viper mid, and we have Z-Mage on the Phantom Lancer playing position 1.
Yeah, so laning wise, do you expect any clear winners? Because for me, it looks like once again, Swaghound have drafted themselves in pretty scary lanes.
I think in terms of lanes,
Ooh.
like, ooh, nice banner place.
Nah, no, it's a bit of a unfortunate situation because they kind of postured in a way that made it seem like their vision, but it's really just because there were heroes standing around, right? And baited out the sentry there and they missed the D-ward.
That's pretty huge.
In reality,
to lose a century like that.
Simple Jack actually opting to go for a straight bottle rush. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty badass.
Yeah. Against a Doom as well, maybe he just wants the mana regen to keep pumping in those poison attacks, so...
Yeah, I mean, like, Doom as a hero who's very slow, and he's a melee on top of that, so I could see that, like, Viper traditionally is a huge lane bully because of the damage over time from his Q. So, especially once this hits, like, level 3, I could see this Doom having so many issues.
Yeah,
he's going for a stick in his quick buy as well, which is also very interesting, but...
The issue's already beginning here. Poison attack coming in hot and heavy from Simple Jack. Already laying in the damage into Burn.
Oh, the high ground miss.
And Aquila posturing up in the top side to lane some fat harass with this Orb of Venom. Not something you see every day, especially not on ranged heroes. But he's committed to his job. He wants to poke Bang Rajman out of lane. He's gonna do it.
Might get caught out a little bit here, but they don't have the brambles.
Yeah, the Shirts is just a bit too far from the left, right? And a bit awkward for Aquila now. He's pulling a whole creep wave back. He doesn't really want his PL to lose this. This could kind of work against them because he's gonna lose quite a bit of EXP if this wave just dies while he's not there. They don't get the range
They
creep
might
as well.
just shove the lane in and then like let PL go backwards.
Yeah, but by the
Kind of
time
like
he
as
goes
if they
back,
dragged the wave.
yeah, but by the time he goes back, it's just one range creep left, right? It's a bit odd from them. Still managed to hit the level 2 though, so not the end of the world.
Just awkward creep back going right. But yeah, like the Disruptor set is real nice. I believe that's a collector's cash set.
Yeah, you can't get this anymore. Good luck, Sen. I know you're fiending for it, but yeah, it's not gonna be able to. Not something you can get anytime soon. But Spaceman in the bot side. We mentioned this about Centaur in the earlier game. He's a hero that really doesn't care if you hit him, but Lifestealer as well. He hits you and he just rejoices, just claps his dirty little hands together in glee. Aquila, he's gonna get caught out. And just as we said, the lanes could be a bit strong for him. Gets caught out of position. Bang Rajman with the level 2. This one made Dawnbreaker such a terror to lane against early on, right? Because the 1-2 spell combo just does so much damage. One Bramble is all it takes to set it up and they take down Aquila.
I mean, it's just like, because your 5 is so immobile, right? If you get caught by one spell, you're kind of dead. You know what I'm saying? The good news is that Dawnbreaker is now out of mana, so there's no threat from her anymore, and they're kind of running out shirts.
Yeah, Z-Mage trying to go in with the damage here, but the kinetic field a bit off the mark. And just to hold Bang Rajman in for a moment, but they have to be careful. No mana to work with at the moment, so they'll be okay. But Aquila, I'm not really feeling this Orb of Venom at the moment, but we're gonna see whether it can still kind of salvage this lane for him. Meanwhile, on the bot side though, this Lifestealer falling a little low.
Speed is growing for a Centaur. He has the Ring of Health completed.
Yeah, there's no way he's gonna get forced out of this lane because this whole lane is a game of sustain, right? Between the poke coming out from Groot as well as Spaceman just regenning up. Okay, slightly off the mark with the Hoof Stomp, but that's gonna be a-okay. Just a zoning Hoof Stomp, smile.
Yeah, and Dawnbreaker, I believe, died top lane.
Ooh, yeah, we missed that. Whoopsie, my bad.
Completely missed, yeah.
Level 2 Thunder Strike, just more than enough damage to just kind of dunk him in. And Bang Rajman was sitting on no mana to work with for quite a while, so Now, fully reset, that's gonna present a lot of aggressive threat onto Zmage if he's not too careful.
And has the soul ring completed.
Okay,
with the
Doom
salve.
falling low though. Succumbs to the
Oh.
poison attack just like we mentioned, and Simple Jack once again dominating early on in the mid lane. This is not the first time he's just coming out and solo killing Burn BMW here.
It was a really big kill because Doom naturally a hero that like accelerates farm really fast with the Devour and the Midas, but you know his Midas gets delayed by a couple minutes and suddenly he's missing like I don't know 500 to 1,000.
Oh, and here they come again. Level
And he's
3.
getting bullied again.
So much damage coming out. Just one last hit cost him half his HP and more as the self swapped in, but don't know if he's gonna survive from this. He's taking so much damage. Is he gonna live? 80 HP.
Oh, 80
He just
HP.
TP'd back in as well. That is painful.
That's gonna be so sad.
As if the lane couldn't get a bit more disgusting. Simple Jack
And
bought
bot
2
lane
sentries.
Boost
Okay, literally.
He gets the rage off, but
Yeah.
he was on 60 HP.
The thing, the one saving grace for Lifestealer in this lane is the disables are so telegraphed, right, coming out from them. As we miss a kill on the top side, action happening. Bang Rusher and the Starbreaker not able to latch it onto Zmage, but they trade supports back and forth. What can be presumed to be Thunderstrike and all the spells thrown out onto Shirts, and the same for Aquila as well.
Who do you
Who-
think trades like that benefit? I feel like it
I
benefits
was-
Stormbreaker more because he can pressure so hard. with
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna ask you that, but once again, another solo kill from Simple Jack. Level 6 Viper
With the
Strike
Viper
out and
Strike.
about. And more than enough damage to take down this poor Doom. And Burn BMW is sitting at level 5 with a level 3 Devour. That is not looking pretty.
Oh, this is gonna be so rough for them. Like, the last game, the lanes went pretty much the same way, right? And
Yeah.
now it's just gone the same way. I mean, sure it says TP mid, but to what avail? I mean,
I will say that if there's any saving grace, right, Burn BMW is once again playing a hero that can independently scale with the Devour and the Midas that he is queuing up. He can definitely do a lot of recovery in terms of his net worth, but Simple Jack not gonna give him the room, no mana to work with. Scorched Earth as well, but the poison damage taking him down, and that's the 3rd kill in a row on the killing spree now. Simple Jack. Viper, my man,
yeah,
this is.
the Doom lane is gonna be so rough. Like,
This is,
and also the issue with this as well is like normally when you're playing mid and you get killed like this, the enemy laner kind of plays for acceleration, but
Aquila
look at this
getting
Viper
close
build, he's
from
maxing
up,
Q, then
smacked
maxing E,
away.
like, oh,
Yeah,
top lane,
gonna
Aquila's
fall.
down.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, in this mid lane, Doom doesn't get to sap 3 waves under his tower because Viper's never shoving that in. So it's gonna be hard for him to catch up their lane creeps as well. It's pretty much like got a jungle, but jungling as a Doom is like
Here's
not
pop from
fun.
Simple Jack. Shaz
Oh.
has to be careful. Curse Crown out. Has him hard on his tail. Doesn't have mana for the Shadow Realm. Could have been a big mistake. Maybe should have cast that and ends up paying for it. Simple Jack. 4 kills on the board. Just an absolute menace on this Viper right now.
yeah. These lanes are looking so strong as Swaghound. And bottom lane, like Centaur has double lifestealer CS as well.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we were saying, right? Once again, Chiyo, you keep doubting me when I say Swaghound have the lanes, but they're proving it one time and time again.
Hey. I did argue this time.
Okay, they're trying to get the Doom off. Simple Jack gonna get brambled up. This could be a huge kill if they get it. But Burn BMW with the Dawnbreaker support as well. Where's the hammer? There it is. Bang Rochman in with the punches. And they managed to take down this pesky Viper. That's a 4 kill streak. Going the way of Burn BMW. That is huge for his recovery.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really important kill to get. Yeah, I mean, you do expend the Doom, and it's like Viper's gonna come back and bully him again, but that is quite a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, they do
Gives him
commit.
time to kind of like, you know, jungle some creeps, push in this lane again. It'll be nice breathing, and it's also like the mental factor, right? It's not unbeatable Viper, just smacking your tower for no reason because you can't deal
Yeah,
with it.
I mean honestly, when you're playing like a lineup with Doom, right, you never really feel like it's unbeatable because you just feel like all I need to do is get Doom off on this guy. But it does open up a huge window where they know they don't have the ultimate and they're opening up that door. They want to get a kill onto Uranium Heart here. They know there's no range for another 9 seconds. Where's the damage? Magical. I keep calling him Magical because that's his first name, but 6
Yeah,
makes the
I
space
did
for
that
his team. And as much as we're looking so much at the mid lane and perhaps even at the bot lane, as much we said these trades they favor the Dawnbreaker, but it's really this PL who's gonna benefit from not being punished as much, right? Because we're saying, oh, this Dawnbreaker is gonna get more and more resources, he's gonna be able to punish Z-Mage, sitting pretty 43 CS right now. Take a quick glance at the net worth, 3.2k or 3.3k now. So he's A-okay and not under any real threat at the moment.
Yeah, he's actually going straight for defusal as well, no treads complete.
I like
This is gonna be a really early defusal, and like that's really hard for Dawnbreaker to deal with, right?
Yeah, we
Tanky
really
cores normally get crushed when they have no mana, like Bristle and like Omni Knights. They hate having no mana. Dawnbreaker is also one of those heroes.
Yeah, and what do the side of just one kill please have? 3 tanky cores that don't have a very good mana pool to work with. If you can burn out their mana before the Lifestealer gets a rage off, or maybe the Dawnbreaker can get her out, then it suddenly becomes very scary for them to take the fight.
Yes, and it's not like the supports like do well against defusal as well, right? If you can defusal Willow before he gets the Shadow Realm off, then he's not moving anywhere when he's untargetable, and Rubik's literally just going to die to it straight up.
Oh, look at this from Simple Jack with the Dragon Lance complete, just really hitting away on this tower. Like, here comes the Mud Golem, infested by Uranium Heart, they want to make a move. Here comes Bang Roachman as well, Starbreaker level 1, but it'll do the deed. Shuts has the Bramble to cover the backside, and this Viper getting collapsed upon by 4. Bang Roachman standing in the... Oh my gosh, that was close.
Oh.
A little bit tight there. They bring 4 to the mid lane as well, they don't expend Doom. But they get the Viper kill, very crucial for them. But once again, like we said, bot lane, Spaceman, that's what he's getting, literal Spaceman. And Z-Mage as well, completely uncontested on this PL, has the diffuser flying out to him already.
That's
They
gonna
are
be such a
actually
fun
going
fight.
really
He's
deep.
already TPing mid.
Yeah, they're going really deep and they want to punish, but just one kill please, they managed to slip out of the grasp. No mana, or at least the glimpse, not able to pull them back far enough, only level 1. And now they want to pressure with this mid catapult. Z-Mage, diffuser completed. Here's the move from them, looking towards the mid tower, and there's no real way of kind of like creep clear or like wave clear. Okay, the cancelled TP, I think that was Centaur Warrunner, and the Doom out, but the Stampede immediately, this is why we talked about it being the counter. Dual Breath out on the burn BMW, he's taking away, and Bang Roachman as well, with the Starbreaker, cleans up the Disruptor, but his mana, that's what's starting to get cleaned up. Not a lot of resources to work with here, and it's gonna be 2 kills, 2 cores on the side of just one kill please, getting decimated by the Z-Mage Diffuser Blade timing.
That is gonna be so big for Dire. Again, it feels like Radiant's on a timer, right? Again.
Simple Jack might have come a bit too far forward here. Where's the lift? It's there, but it's not nearly enough. 6 doesn't have the mana for the Viper Strike. They're TPing in, they want to punish him. But this Viper a bit too speedy. Bramble's not gonna latch. Or are they?
Ooh, actually.
Curse Crown. Where's the backup? Mood doesn't have an Ice Path, Echo Fire down. The magic damage coming in hot and heavy. Simple Jack so tanky though. There's no way he gets out. And yes, the Bedlam finishes him off. But Shuts, he's gonna Rift and the Doom. No way, he dies the second time in a row. Z-Mage, that's a huge kill for him. And where's the punish? Where's the backup? It's not there. 6 didn't have mana that entire fight. Not able to cast anything but the Viper Strike. They get the Viper, but not much else. And Z-Mage, he's just sitting pretty. Look at the net worth.
Oh my god, this PL is gonna be able to run over this game so hard. They feels like they have no answers to the PL.
Yeah, this
How
is
do
where...
they...
No, and this is
Similar
where you
like
kind
the
of
other
like...
series we watched.
You need a Maelstrom on your Lifestealer, right? But this Lifestealer so far behind, not being really... Like, once again, not being able to farm up, and this time he doesn't really have the steroid in terms of the Empower to get him back up to speed. It's kind of looking like it's slowly falling into the hands of Swaghound. And bear in mind, that was a Doom committed. They do end up getting the Viper kill in the end, but they lose so much for it.
Yeah, so in terms of like timings for Radiant, how do you take a fight with like this much of a lead? Like, definitely feels like there's a lot of like a big lead, right?
I really feel like you need BKB on this Doom. You don't need Blink. Just walk in, Doom somebody, hope that the Centaur is controlled so he doesn't get the Static Storm out. And honestly, I want to give you an idea of what they're thinking, but I can't because I feel like they picked this Doom into the Centaur, so they must know something I don't, but it's not really seeming to work out for them at the moment like we saw. He's gonna have the Doom off cooldown, but...
Strike on the Centaur.
Okay, they're going in. It's not even...
Slapped.
Look at him,
There's a lot of
literally.
TPs coming.
There's 3 people converging, the Bramble to cover for the moment. 6 has the Viper Strike as well, but 40 seconds.
There's a Viper Strike and the Stampede, and Disruptor's running in with a haste rune.
They see Simple Jack on the ward. They're gonna be revealed now. They should know. Uranium. Oh, nice little glimpse, but immediately blocked out by the rage. This is the opening now. The smoke out. Bang, Rochman wants to make something happen. Here comes Simple Jack with the attacks though. What's gonna happen? They're looking at multiple fronts. Burn BMW here as well. This is essentially a 4v5. They're holding 5 men of just one kill piece hostage under their tower. Meanwhile, this PL just farming away, and this feels like deja vu, Chiyo. I don't know. We've already seen a 4v5 with the PL just farming away, and no real way of dealing with the illusions later on. A nice Brambles to start off the fight. The Curse Crown as well. Mood Groot and a bit of trouble. Backroom Pyre out. Steals the Nether Toxin, but Doom out onto the Viper. Simple Jack, but it's the Stampede again. They all run away, terrorize. Aquila getting gone on, but here comes the stun as well. Who's stopped to buy them even more space? Burn BMW. He's chasing for Simple Jack. The Doom is gonna take him out. The last hit on Uranium Heart, but actually the Starbreaker finishes them off. Spaceman. They managed to get the kills, but in comes Z-Mage with the diffuser. He's cleaned up the backline. Uranium Heart as well. Doesn't have the TP to work with. Here comes Z-Mage though. Has the chase. Has the doppel. Does he make it forward? It's a bit of room. He turns back around actually and ends up falling. Z-Mage, the big winner of that fight. 7k gold lead now. Just comes in, bucket and a mop.
Yeah, you know what's better than 4v5ing? Having your PL clean up like 5 kills. I mean, like, it seems so good for them, right? They managed to counter the Stampede with Terrorize and Bramble, so they're all running through the roots, but I think maybe the dive afterwards, when they have no spells, they manage to get punished, like a really good punisher from Simplejack. He just kills somebody, and that whole time they're like chasing Rubik with the PL, and just, I don't know, it feels like, if I might say so, like a little bit of tunnel vision on the
Viper
dive.
strike in, but the blink away. They find 6 though. Z-Mage godlike. Didn't get the chance to point this out, but 9-0-2 on this PL. The Diffuser Blade Rush really working out, and like we said, even though they're committing so much on the Simple Jack, this man's still able to get his farm up. Not even looking at the BKB now. He's queued up an Aghanim Scepter, and he's such a terror to deal with. He just recognizes, right, if you do me, okay, but I'm just gonna get more stats and I'm gonna survive through it all. Even if you get me, you have to overcommit so much, and all the while my PL's just gonna clean up. Oh, there's no shirts is here.
High tempo as well, right? Or
Terrorized, stomped out by Spaceman. The Terrorized, but immediately revealed as the use to keep himself alive. Just momentarily though, too many on the side of Swaghound as they clean up shirts in the tree line.
It's 10 kills for the PL.
And if you need to know how the game is going, you can see it on the map. The entire side of just one kill, please just split up, trying to get whatever they can because they know they can't fight up against this draft at the moment. The Fortify comes out though, but answered on the side of Swaghound with their own. They're gonna be able to claim this mid tier, bot tier 2 tower with ease, and where's the answer? I don't think it's there. You have the Doom available with the Blink as well. But I would really like to see a BKB because Burn BMW time and time again we see just caught so much damage in these fights.
He's going for the Shivas, and like,
Let's see Bang Roch, man. Is there a
I
way to
guess it
cancel?
helps them, but not. It doesn't help Doom tank, right? Shivas is more of a like, okay, I'm going to Doom you, and now you can't move because you're slow from the Shivas. But right now, they're not even caring, and they also have Stampede as the counter to the Doom anyways.
Yeah, they can't Burn BMW in. The Glimpse away. He's actually gonna be fine. Sticks up as well and the Stampede away. They can't even get a kill on this poor little Disruptor. Oh, the Ice Pump narrowly misses from Groot. Could have been a disaster if they caught him there with a Static Storm on top. No range to work with. That could have been a big kill on Uranium Heart, but he managed just to get out. And I think it's like what you say, right? They're going for the Shivas and they're like, oh, you know, once I Doom you, once I come in with the Hoof Stomp or the Hellback Clap, right? You can't move, but Stampede max move speed doesn't care about any slow. It feels like they've discounted this time and time again in their plans.
Yeah, it's like every time they try to make a move, it just gets stampeded, right?
Indeed.
It's really, really well timed. And like, yeah, I mean, I guess it goes back to execution, right? Like, it's so hard to get a pick because, like, how do you infest bomb if you don't have a Centaur or Stolen and Doom? Like, you don't really have a way to like hard CC someone on the blink like you do with the Centaur.
So
like, you know, you have Hoof Stomp, but you gotta get a Centaur Hoof Stomp for the Doom, or like you just have no catch.
It just feels like you like all three of these cores, right? You can make a really good argument for them being doomed. If you don't doom the Centaur, he stampedes, they get out. If you don't doom the PL, he destroys your entire backline and slowly your front line. If you don't doom the Viper, he's getting Viper strikes and poison attacks off. This man is way too powerful to be left alone, and it's so hard for Burn BMW. He's staring down too many threats.
Yeah.
And all this while, his health is just taking away to all the magic damage on the ground between Jakiro as well as this Viper.
And not to mention like Static Storm and the Thunder Strike as well, which also helps them get like with kiting. Like, oh, it's so hard to play a Doom in a game like this.
This might be a bit of a, okay, Static Storm straight out onto Doom. Has no BKB, has nothing to work with, only has the Blink. Here comes the Ice Puff and they just melt him. Dawnbreaker can't even make it in time. And Doom buyback, they want to make something happen here, but Simple Jack already cleans up Uranium Heart. 6, he's gonna be next to fall. Shirts, you're in Shadow Realm, but you're gonna be sent to death real soon after you come down from this use. It's only gonna keep you alive for so long. And he managed to just easily sweep 4. The buyback from Doom has him alive right now, but not even able to cast the spell. And really, I gotta be scratching my head. This Blink, they've not been able to use it at all.
It's so hard. Like, I guess you could try to Blink on Viper maybe, but like if basically right now this Doom is like, if I blink in, I'm 100% going to die. There's no way around it. He needs to be hitting really, really fast.
Yeah, but where is the gold coming from, right? He already still queuing the Shivas and already committed for the paid mail. And you know it's a bad sign when your Centaur is more net worth than your Doom with a Midas Devour. That's not looking cute.
It's so hard.
And Z-Mage already making his way towards that Skadi. It's only 20 minutes. This PL is bonkers right now.
And they have the Aegis, so this is both, like, probably could high ground push right now, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of scary to high ground against a Dawnbreaker, but it's not like you're being kept there, right?
I mean, we already
and you can always stampede out if you need to.
Yeah, we already saw how little that Dawnbreaker ulti did. It was too little, too late. The Doom just evaporates way too quick. And no save coming out from the side of just one kill, please. Is coming back to bite them with this instant initiation with the Centaur Blink, Stun, Ice Path, Follow Up, and all the magic damage being laid out. It's so hard for them to fight. Z-Mage has no fear, hitting away at the tower.
Yeah, they're going to have to give this one up. It's not really contestable.
Aquila stacking the tower, a little scary. He's, well, Monka, yeah.
Oh my god!
He's gonna die. A little unfortunate, a bit out of position, not noticing there. But they're gonna press on, they're gonna avenge their fallen brother. They want to push this tower. Terrorize coming out, buying them a little space at the moment. 2 cores though, of just 1 kill, please. Opting to push the bot tower instead, and they managed to take it out. Burn BMW, like you said, still eyeing up that Shiva's guard. But Uranium Heart as well. Oh, actually cancels the TP and opts for a ride in Burn BMW's backpack instead. A bit of a strange one from them, but Swag, they know that their time is up. They managed to take what they wanted to, or at least they can't push it anymore, and they back up. They don't see the 2 at the bot side and they respect it.
Yeah, no need to try to high ground to a Doom when you don't have to, right?
Indeed.
But like, this is also a good opportunity for them to reset, because Z-Mage is like sitting on like 600 HP hitting high ground.
Yep.
So, a little bit of breathing room, get everybody back together, wait for cooldowns, and yeah, you can go again. You're not really too scared of anything, right?
One of the scary things about PL is fighting into so much magic damage, right? We've seen the few times that he dies, it's because he's straight in the middle of the Terrorize, not the Terrorize, but the Bedlam rather, alongside the Starbreaker and the Dawnbreaker damage. So he still needs to be a little careful, doesn't have the heart completed just yet, but has the Reaver in his backpack, and he's still gonna keep ramping up.
Yeah, I mean, Heart Scotty, we've seen it before, right? 4,000 HP PL just like throwing lances, kiting around the fights. Not something they can deal with. Like, I'm pretty sure once this guy gets hurt, he doesn't even care about being doomed, right? He's just gonna walk it off.
Indeed. I really gotta say,
Arcane Moon going to be taking the lifestealer, so nothing too big there. Do you think this Centaur should be grouped with this team? I feel like it might be a little bit awkward if he tries to defend top and gets collapsed on, but...
Nah, I think he's just not with them at the moment. He has a TP to the shrine if he wants to, but they might be trying to make a move top. They spot out this Doom under their ward. They want to make a move. Here comes the Stampede. Where is it? They're looking at Dawnbreaker on the top side. Z-Mage not able to get the ability off. And Bang Watchman runs in the trees. Spaceman finds him though with the hoof stomp. That's a nice predict from him. And they catch this Dawnbreaker, the TP out. Can he make it in time? It looks like he'll be fine. They rotate
Nice
all of them to the
TP.
top side.
That's a really good lane shot from Dawnbreaker. If she dies there, like, that's so disastrous.
Yeah.
But being able to force everybody top where they kind of already took Roche, there's no objective to be taken there. Gives
Yeah,
them a lot more breathing room than they would want. Like, now
I
this
mean-
outpost is free to be taken and stuff. Like, you can be happy with that if you're Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's still taking a while for them to kind of breach this, or the creeps to come to this high ground, and I don't know whether they'll feel so confident up against a full 5-man force, but they're looking good now. The heart already coming out, and Z-Mage, no fear whatsoever, straight up onto 6, as the force off to keep it alive for now, Glimmer as well, but oh, the last bit of damage, not nearly enough. I believe that was a heal coming out, I don't know where it came from, but ends up staying alive. I believe that was a stick, and Simple Jack, a bit too far forward now with the Doom, but that's like 3 ultis committed just to take out this Viper, and Z-Mage still with the Aegis, Static Storm as well onto Bang Roachman. Could they take down this Dawnbreaker? Yes they can. He's stuck here and nowhere to go. Z-Mage though starting to get hit up by Uranium Heart, but your level 13 life stealer to this Z-Mage PL, you have nothing to be scared of. And they're starting to go on to them. Here comes the stun as well on the Burn BMW. The PL as well starting to wreak havoc. Ice Path keeping them at bay for now. The buyback is coming out in full force from the Rubik as well as Bang Roachman. But they have no mana to work with. Z-Mage Doppelganger out. Aegis still intact. 20 seconds left. Burn BMW. His life is not going to be though as he falls. Uranium Heart doing his best. Cleaving on to Mood Groot, manages to take out the Chiyo. It's PL versus the world. Who's gonna take this? He might have to be careful because Aegis is gonna run out real soon. They know, they can see the timing. They're trying to buy time for it. They know Z-Mage is in a bit of trouble. The Rage as well. The Aegis is gonna expire now. It's starting to regen up, but cancelled as well. Has the Doppelganger. Can he get out? Yes, he can. Where's the follow-up? Where is the disable? It's not there. Trying to get a
they
pick
can
onto
see him, but
They
I
can
don't
see
think they
him.
have the catch. 4 staff coming in 1 second. They could try to
Celestial
get this.
Hammer forward. Bang Roachman doesn't have the move speed. Here comes the Doppelganger as well, but Simple Jack back alive. Has the Viper Strike onto Uranium Heart. And Bang Roachman, this is his buyback. He could die back here. This could be a huge kill. Simple Jack falls again. This is starting to be a turnaround for Uranium Heart. He's had a monster of... He has a monstrous fight so far, and he's starting to run towards what he thinks is the real PL. Ends up being an illusion. But they managed to get their PL out of that with the sacrifice of Simple Jack. They only get a tower though. A bit of an overextension from Simple Jack. There's no business for him being so far up. Ends up costing his team the team fight, but it's a painful and expensive defense. 2 buybacks on the side of just 1 kill, please.
Yeah, the buybacks committed really saved that fight, but like again, it's so painful to have to commit them this early, right? And you still have to deal with the second rush coming for appeals in a couple minutes. Like,
Yeah, and
I
Bang
don't
Roach...
even like. Is there a play to be made? Like, can you kind of smirk with this Doom when it comes up and try to get a pick off? Because I think if you can try to find some footing now that Aegis is gone, like you might still have some room to play around because his PL is not like invulnerable. He's tanky, but he's not invulnerable.
They're looking towards Bang Roachman. They might have... I think they saw him with this ward, but they spot Uranium Heart as well. This is going to be a huge fight if they get the jump. And here comes the Stampede. Uranium Heart, finger off the trigger against the range TP. Where's the backup? Where is the help? They don't have anything to stop him but the glimpse immediately on the Burn BMW. Once again, no BKB, taking so much magical damage. Where's the follow-up? Z-Mage. He's here to cut him off. This Doom in a lot of trouble if he dies here. Terrorize keeping them away for now, but Ice Path clips him on the edge, and Spaceman finishes him off with the Stomp and the Axe. That's a huge kill for them. 49 seconds on the sidelines is this Doom. Could commit the buyback for this high ground push now. But the creep wave's still
I don't
pretty
think
far
they'll
away.
high ground. I think they just want to control the map and wait for the second rush. Because you never want to push without Aegis against a Doom, I don't think. That it could be like a recipe for disaster if your core just gets doomed. And just dies for no reason.
Yeah, 7k gold lead up now by 27 minutes. Still pretty significant for the side of Swaghound. And they're still looking to push the advantage. Look at the wards, controlling up the entire side of the bot jungle. And I think this is in range. No, just narrowly out. Very nicely done from them. And yeah, they're gonna have full vision of that area. Anyone who walks in is just gonna eat a glimpse to the face. Uranium Heart, thank God he was quick on the trigger with that rage. Managing to stay alive
Might
there.
be looking at 6.
Yeah, 6, he's under a ward right now. Where's the glimpse? It's not available. Falls them in the trees and he's okay. The pings come out, they know. Uranium Heart once again calling out for his team, telling them this is not where we want to play, we need to ditch that area. And they do. Standing very near the high ground. Burn BMW still not going for the BKB though, has a Radiance queued up. I don't know whether this is what you want on the Doom. He's presenting himself again, he has to be a bit careful because the side of Swaghound, they're starting to posture up. He's showing on the wave and Ice Path in, where's the follow-up? Hoof Stomp, lift to save him at the moment, but Spirit, once again, the Stampede just holds him in for now. Simple Jack might be caught in between a bit of a rough spot though. Doesn't have a BKB or anything to work with. Stunned up by the Dawnbreaker and gonna be taken down. That ends up being the Viper down as well. Where's the PL in all of this Z-Mage? He showed up. He's ready to fight. Groot as well, falling a little low. Just trying to do what he can on the back line. But now, it's Z-Mage's time to fight and he's here to party. Trying to take down Uranium Heart. Spaceman falling a little low as well, but Stomp Out gets the return kill on this Life Stealer, and that is him gone. Uranium Heart on the sidelines for 58 seconds, has the buyback. So does Doom, but Z-Mage with this heart, so impossible to kill Bang Rush, man. No mana to work with, has the Soul Ring. They can't kill this PL, but he's kind of having it a little rough at the moment. Only one left on his team. Has the heart completer. I don't think this is ever a feasible kill, but he's gonna respect it, he's gonna back up.
Yeah, and they need to risk it. That was... I mean, I guess Simple Jack just got caught, right? Still working towards that BKB, but until then, he's kind of susceptible to dying.
Yeah, once again, a bit too far forward from Simple Jack. I feel like he has no business being so far ahead, right? Because there's so much magic damage coming out, and you were mentioning it earlier on, the nice little telekinesis shot saving the Doom momentarily buys enough time for them to collapse back onto Simple Jack. But it's still early in the game, it's only 30 minutes, and Simple Jack, his respawn timer is really short. They have the outpost as well, and they TP straight to it and resume this high ground push. 45's
yeah, there's
out.
no Doom available for the respawn, so this fight is doable.
45's out
now.
Z-Mage. Doom up is...
Getting anti at the terrorize pump fakes. You can see him try to move around so he doesn't get hit by the terrorize, but it's just pump fakes.
Yeah, so many PL just hammering away at this tower, but they don't feel comfortable with the full 5-man squad respawned now. This goal lead hasn't really changed much, but they do have solid control over this area. It feels like just one kill please. They're starting to get choked out. There's not many places on the map they can farm. And I don't know if it's what Uranium Heart sneaking out there, but it's so difficult for them to just get anything. The ward out from him. Gotta farm up this
Roche
area.
is now respawned.
Yep.
So this is a pretty good timing. There's no Doom for this Roche fight, so they can take it for free and try to look for high ground push again.
I mean, the Doom is coming out in 26, so by the time they do scout out this Roche, I think Burn BMW will have that available, but I don't know how confident they'll be in terms of taking this fight, right? Because if you see the side of just Swaghound starting to sweep out this area, I don't know whether they have sentries for this nice little cliffboard they have over here, but it's gotta spot them out. They know Swaghound's in the area, and they know Uranium Heart has walked up to this. They don't know Uranium Heart's up in this area, but could be a bit scary for him. Stampede though, who have they found? It's the mid lane. Simple Jack in trouble again, a bit too far forward for his own good. Once again gets picked off. And that's not what you want.
Like preparing for Roshans, pushing it all the way into the tier 2. That's a really nice find, because again, it's going to delay the Roche take, I believe.
Yeah, and actually, one thing we completely missed. This Dark Willow is actually going for Aghanim Scepter, so really strong. A lot of magic damage could be pumped out from her. Definitely not something we can write off.
And like the PL can't really kill the Willow when she's in realm, right? You can try to get the Fuse off, but now she has Yules and she has Force Staff.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Here's the kicker, right? Skadi completed now on Z-Mage. This man is an absolute menace. You've already seen how scary a PL can be once he hits this critical mass. Gonna hit level 25 very shortly as well. And I don't even know if he takes the Aegis because he's just that unkillable, but he is going to end up grabbing it for himself. Most likely has cleared up an inventory slot. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Simple Jack here, but he recognizes the PL is a real carry, passes it over to Kim. Ends up taking the shard instead, which is quite interesting. I thought they might have wanted to give it to PL with how much his shard can do. But the stomp in, the use preemptive from shots. But Shadow Realm straight into an Ice Path. This is not what you wanted. Terrorize needs to come out for you to stay alive now. But once again, you're saying so slow on this Dark Willow. And yeah, you might be building an Axe, but how's that gonna help you when you're just slowed up and collapsed on by the whole team? A bit too far forward. Nice ward spotting out, walking there on a dewarding mission, but it ends up with a failure. And now they're one man down. Staring at a 5-man unit of Swaghound looking towards their high ground. Buybacks preemptive from Shirts as well. We want to bring the full
Yeah, I
force
feel
for
like
this
they need
defense.
to be able to have terrorize.
Stomp already, Spaceman in on the
Oh.
6 though, the 4 stuff out, able to keep him alive for now, but that's just space. That's just space to get it. But they actually get the Stampede. This is finally what we were talking about. Took the entire game for 6 to steal this, but we're gonna see whether they can put it to good use. They Stampede, preemptively blaze him, BMW, finally BKB out. The Doom, where is it? Who does he Doom? Can't see anyone at the moment, just hammering away. But it's gonna be Rubik on the sidelines, immediate buyback. Doom not out just yet. Who does he press it on? Silent stop, can't get it off him, but BMW falls. Let's not get the
There's
Doom
no
off.
buyback on the Doom either.
Yeah, and Bang Rush, man, he's gonna start to get poison attacked out. Yes, the Nether Toxin stolen, but how much does that do? Spaceman in with the stomp again. This man absolutely unstoppable. Bang Rush, man, has the buyback, but at this point you might be considering a GG. Finally, presses the button on the buyback, but Uranium Heart falling so low. Z-Mage just melting him down with the slow. Shuts in with the Bedlam damage. They managed to pick off Aquila, but that's a position 5 disruptor. That's your Doom and Rubik on the sidelines, no buyback. Aquila buys back immediately. No outpost to TP2, but they don't really need him at this current moment. Spaceman, Z-Mage, and Simple Jack. Groot as well, bringing up the rear. Just taking 2 racks for themselves in Z-Mage. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs in straight to end the game.
Phantom
that-
dive?
No, this is not us we're
Considering
talking
it.
about. Z-Mage, he wants the win, he wants to tie up the series. Here comes the Bedlam, but immediately dodged by the Doppelganger shots. Looking like a goddamn fool, now perched out. Where's the Shadow Realm now? Gonna be left alone, a bit of mercy show from Z-Mage, but it's gonna be the Mega Creeps being taken up now. Swag, they have this game 15k. It's looking in the bag for them. 20 seconds left for this Rubik. Uranium Heart trying to fight up, but he's up against a level 25 PL. And once again, BMW finally with the Doom in onto Simple Jack. Covered by Mood Group with that ice power from the Bang Rush, man. They're more than likely gonna take this Viper down. But Z-Mage trying to help them out. It's actually the Stampede Terrorize that you talked about. But here he comes back again. Spaceman, a stop on the 2. Meanwhile, Z-Mage cleaning up the health bars. Looking at Uranium Heart, Mood Group gonna be taken down. There's 2 down on the side, but they still haven't addressed the problem. It's this PL with all the damage, with the HP. They're starting to do some. They're starting to make a dent, but still at the Aegis, Spaceman starting to fall low as well. But this Centaur's so tanky. Static Storm from Aquila as well. Finishes up the Dawnbreaker. That's buyback down. Burn BMW has a buyback. Expensive immediately. Z-Mage still the Aegis to work with and takes out 6. No, narrowly survives on this Rubik, but that's the Aegis life. And Z-Mage full HP fighting again. A bit of preemptive pop. A BKB from Simple Jack. But this is more than likely the game ender, no Dawnbreaker. I don't know how you fight. The Silent Strike out from what the Mindbreaker looks like. Uranium Heart falling so low. Where's the rage? You don't have it. Where's the backup? It's not there. The lift saving him for now. Z-Mage has to be careful. He's falling low. They could take him down here. That's a big kill on the PL. That is the first one of the game. And they managed to take out the Burn BMW. Doom on the back line. That is no Doom for 100 seconds. Infest out from Uranium Heart. This is the rage. Could this be the turnaround? We've already seen Uranium Heart make these situations work for him before. Aquila Nix as well for stuff, but the open wounds again. This man, he wants the kills and he gets it. 4 down on the side of Swaghound. Up against Mega Creeps, just 1 kill please. They don't give up. And they get 4 for their trouble. It's not over just yet.
Lineup is so bad against Mega Creeps though. Like, this lifesteal has no Vapor whatsoever. They need to be able to find a way to end the game while this Viper doesn't have buyback,
Ooh.
but I just don't see it. PL still has buyback. They can't really barrel down structures with this lineup. And Dawnbreaker's still dead. Yeah, he's already given up to TB backwards to defend.
And I mean, we
he's
said
dying
it.
to Mega Creeps.
I think we said it time and time again, right? It's so important to get these BKBs out. We saw how much longer the Doom can survive with his BKB. In that prior fight, he was kind of hesitating on the Doom a little bit, which was a bit strange. Maybe he couldn't see amidst the sea of PL illusions. But with the BKB Doom out, we can see he really singles out Simple Jack and just finishes off that Viper with ease. And from there, they can actually have more than enough damage to deal with this PL once they all focus him. But once again, this Doom not really being able to do the work that he needs to in this game. Hopefully this BKB, but I don't know whether it's too little too late. Like you said, this lineup not the best against Mega Creeps at this current moment.
Is there ever a point where they're comfortable playing against the Mega Creeps? Like,
I mean, 6, he has a Maelstrom, he wants to clear these creeps. But I don't know whether that's really that useful.
oh gosh.
Gotta respect the effort though. Look at that. It's
Yeah.
kind of negligible though, the damage coming out. It's kind of like whatever, right?
Yeah, these like look, it does 140 damage. These melee creeps have 1200 HP, nearly 1300.
Tier 4 items coming up now. Swaghound, they're sweeping the map for them. Stormcrafter and Spell Prism, which being all very big items from each of these respective sides. We're gonna have to see what they have in the ways of items. Just now early on, we managed to see the Silent Strike coming out for Z-Mage, playing a big part in stopping that rage. But ends up going to be Uranium Heart with that Paladin Sword, and Titan Sliver on Burn BMW as well. Spaceman with that Aesthetics Cap is going to be even harder to kill, and Wood Groot as well. With that Dispel on the Stormcrafter, it's going to be difficult to deal with. Telescope now on this Viper.
There's an Urban Spell Prism for the Lost. But I think you probably want to have... I mean, I guess the Spell Prism on Disruptor will work. What does Viper have? Viper has...
Yeah, no, he's grabbing the Spell Prism for himself. Simple Jack actually opts for a Boots of Travel instead of like maybe a more defensive item like maybe a Force Staff or Finished Hurricane Pike or something. So pretty interesting. I feel like there's not as much map to play now, especially since everything's so choked in, but maybe he's just valuing the move speed of getting out of that situation. Bang Rochman does have the Aghanim's completed though, so Solar Guardian now you can kind of like have 60 the 60% evasion obviously very important against all these PL illusions that have been ripping them apart. And maybe
you might actually have mana in these fights now when you're not getting diffused everywhere.
Indeed.
How do you think they approach this? Do they just kind of like sit around and just choke, or like wait for a rush?
Honestly,
they probably can just walk up, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I hate to call the game before it's over, but to quote the Great 4 Beats, I believe this one is Dyer's game to lose. They have a double damage. They have a double damage over here as well, as if it wasn't difficult enough. And now this Shakira has Aghanim's completed. That just means the whole area of your base that you can't fight in because of that Macro Pyre damage. And not to mention the Liquid Frost as well, just gonna pick away at the percentage HP of these towers and these heroes as well. It's so hard for you to fight up, and Uranium Heart is inventory. He's trying to muster what he can, but yeah, only buyback, no buybacks on all 9 players except for Mood Group. But even then, Stampede out immediately. They're trying to find somebody in the trees. Who was it? And they're looking for Aquila. Gonna be gone on, but ends up being Simple Jack and gets run on. The Aghanim's out
is the Dawnbreaker ult committed.
Yeah, that's pretty huge.
Axe down for a minute, like a minute and a half now.
Z-Mage still pushing in this bot wave, so they don't want to fight without their PL. Aquila as well, finished up with the Aghanim's shot. Thunderstrike gonna really power up this Z-Mage PL. I don't think they really have trouble finding the real one. It's just a matter of actually killing him with how much, you know, HP he has. The steal out, what is it gonna be? It's a double edge. It doesn't notice, okay. Viper Strike out immediately onto the Uranium Heart, has to be careful. Here comes Burn BMW with the BKB as well as the Shivas onto the backline, but they're focusing the towers. Z-Mage gonna get a doom off of the Simple Jack, but Z-Mage, he's in the backline, getting the kills. It's Akira forced to fall, but it's gonna be the Rubik dead as well. Spaceman, he's in front, he's falling a bit low, doesn't have the damage to stay alive, and Uranium Heart, now he's getting picked off. This Lifestealer has to be careful, runs away under the cover of Infest. So far it's a 2 for 2, no buybacks on both offlaner and position, the supports rather. Burn BMW, he's used everything though, what else does he have to offer? Simple Jack, that's the Doom up as well, and they're just focusing this tower with the shot of the Viper, Uranium Heart running in with the Rage, the Shivas as well. Simple Jack, he's just focusing this tower, they don't care, they want to end the game, and they do! Swaghound, they finish it in style. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't clean, but they do it down and dirty, and they even up the series 1-1.
Gotta love the 1-1s, right? It's always nice to see how teams adjust to each other.
Coming from
I think
you,
that
yeah.
one was...
Very good.
But yeah, like... I mean, they managed to convert their lead a lot better this time around. PL performance this game was so nice.
Yeah.
But everybody did their part. The amount of Stampede terrorizers was pretty funny though.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to the center, right? It's what we talked about. They have like the run at you, they want to initiate the Doom, but there's nothing that really stops this Stampede from just getting them all out of the sticky situation, and time again, just so much area coverage as well as just space created from this, like all the spells coming out from the Disruptor, the Jakiro, the Stampede, as well as the Hoof Stomps as well, just creating so much distance between them and the rest of just one kill, please. They're not able to tie it up. Swaghound managed to finish the second game and even out the score 1-1. I'm going to leave the post-game analysis to you as I take a quick toilet break. Smile.
Smile.
Okay.
We're done with our games, or are we casting an extra one?
I think we're casting one or two more, I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna take a short break because I am urgent.
Yeah, sure.
Be right back.